Today's video, we got a gold MEI, and I think they play another hero, but we're gonna go with MEI because it's a big part of this. They've been saying that they're gold in all 3 roles, they're hard stuck in all the roles, and something that consistently happens is they feel like they're doing everything they can, but they still feel like they know they're not doing enough, and they want to know what they can do better, and they also said their DPS was angry at them for how they were playing MEI. So how were they playing MEI? Were they playing MEI well? Were they playing MEI bad? Was their teammate just angry at them because they were like, well, it's not their fault? Who knows? We'll find out. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube. It's video time. So how is their MEI? One thing I'm going to look for right away is how are the MEI walls, right? I also want to point out, it's always very interesting to me when, and like, I was going to pause already. People are like, oh, here we go. Your team's on Lucio Zen. So if your teammate on Sombra is already complaining about how you're playing MEI, this isn't going to be that good to begin with because your team is on Lucio Zen. You're not going to get a lot of healing to begin with, and it's going to be a lot harder to play the way that you want to. I've made the mistake of being... I'm just saying, like, already with the way you're going to play MEI is going to be so much different because you're literally playing Lucio Zen. Which is already... it can work, your team has to do a lot to make it work, right? I want to see how your MEI walls are, though. Your MEI walls can make this really good. Okay, so first of all, one thing I already can tell that you can improve on a little bit is you notice how you like hard focus the Genji and then kind of ignored everything else on the point? There's a certain point where you kind of just need to let the Genji's going to be half HP, and they're not going to really be able to engage the team fight. Go and help your team elsewhere. Good idea on blocking. That's a good wall, by the way, on the... That. Okay, you just ran around in a full circle and didn't do much, but I think this game's on console, yeah. Now, I don't know if this is what you thought was happening there, but I do want to talk about something. And I think for anybody playing against a Sombra, because obviously, you know, you're going against a Sombra right now. If you are hacked, okay, you were only hacked for, I want to say, 1.5 seconds. So what I think happened there is you think that you're hacked for longer because it shows you the hacked animation or the hacked thing to give you an idea, okay? When you're still hacked after it's 1.3, whatever the time it is now. Maybe it's even less than that, whatever it is, right? That means that they can see you on the map. It does not mean you can't use your abilities. And I think sometimes that can be a bit confusing because when you get hacked, you're like, I can't use my abilities. But when you're hacked, it shows you that animation and it shows you that you're hacked, but that means they can see you on the map. It doesn't mean that you can't use your abilities after that 1.3, 1.5 seconds, whatever it is. So to be careful on that, like, I think that's what happened. I think they were waiting for the animation to go away. No, it's 3 seconds on EMP. And that's where confusion can come, because when you get EMP'd, you can't use your abilities for 3 seconds. But when you get hacked, you can use your abilities much sooner, but it will still show you the animation of being hacked because that's when you're on the map for the wall hack. Because when Sombra does that, they can see you through the wall. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I think that's what happened, and that's why the movement got kind of like that's what I think the MEI was just waiting to be able to use their ability, but they already could use their ability, but because hack has like these different timings and used to play a lot differently in Overwatch 1, etc., there has a little bit of confusion with it at times. And I think that's might have what would have happened. So I just wanted to point that out very quick. So what you're looking for now is Kitsune. When you, not Kitsune, Suzu. When you see Suzu, don't be afraid to use your MEI, all right? You can use it now if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it because they got a limp, but if you really wanted to, oh, okay, wait on Suzu and then use MEI. Did they look for the jump pad and lost it? I don't even know why they want it. Honestly, I don't think they should have taken the jump pad up. If anything, that's... Okay, now use it. You're good. You don't have to, but this is your... Oh, that's a MEI. Okay. No. I'm telling you right now. It happened again. It happened again. They got hacked, right? Not EMP'd. They got hacked and they didn't ice block because the animation was still there that they were hacked. That's what's happening. That's why they didn't use ice block, because they're hacked, so they think that it takes longer because the animation or the little, like, that's why. At least I think it is. Otherwise, they definitely should have used their shift there. And I know chat's saying they were looking for the jump pad, but were they looking for the jump pad right there? That's a good wall. I was going to say, make sure to use the wall there. Look at chat. You see how they're using their ice block when they're not hacked? No problem. But when they get hacked, they don't use their ice block? We'll see if it happens a third time. So the reason why I didn't necessarily think it was the jump pad, now keep in mind it could be both, is because you ever see me play Ramattra when I have like a second or two on my cooldown and my gameplay just becomes me staring at the floor. This is me on Ramattra. I'm just like staring at the floor. All my aim and movement and all that, it just goes out the window. I'm just paying attention to my shield going down on the floor, so I'm just waiting for that cooldown. So like it just looks a lot different than that. So that's why I was like, maybe that's probably what it was, but it could be both. I mean, that was a good wall. You see what I mean with the ice block, though? Like, the ice block is being used no problem when they're not hacked. Also, I want to point something out. Now we're going back to your ice blocks. You either don't use it or you use it with 235 HP. Remember, your health block also heals you. Yep. Yeah, the hog got rolled. Oh, on to Junkrat now. So at this point, I imagine this is where your teammates said you weren't playing Mei well. I will say, with your Mei gameplay, one thing you just need to improve on is a lot of, like, kind of... Like, you know how you walled off that Kiriko and you had a set plan? You lost the team fight, but it went well, right? Like, you got in the limb. Nice Junkrat trap. So, I think if you play like you did, where you have, like, a set play and you kind of know what you want to do right from the get-go, you'll play a lot better. But, like, I want you to compare that to at the beginning of the round when you were trying to go for a Genji the whole time and were doing nothing to help your team, except go for the Genji, which you could argue is helping your team. But at the same time, when you're playing a hero like Mei, you're not playing, like, Mei benefits as, like, a team play hero, not a go around the map and individually try to 1v1 somebody type of hero. So you end up playing into how they want you to play more than how you should play. Does that make sense? Why do they keep lowering their crosshair and aiming at their feet? I mean, it could just be... I don't know. I don't know how that goes as much on console. I think sometimes people also say there's the... what is that thing that can cause your aim to go kind of down a little? What is it called? Is it like stick drift or something like that? That can also be a thing that happens. I don't know if it's happening, but we've seen a few console games where, like, you'll watch the person's aim just kind of go, like, up into the sky. Things like that. Like, there's probably variations of things. Like, I'm not focusing too hard on that. I know that, like, obviously, like, the aim can have improvement, but we've had that discussion before. Like, yes, like, definitely, I like how we talk about that and they're just shooting the wall. Definitely, obviously, work on your aim and then try to improve your aim. But I also am kind of in the spot where, like, that comes with time. And, like, I could... me going just, okay, work on your aim right now, you'll be fine. Like, there's a lot more here that's happening that I would rather go with than just that. Like, that is something that you can see that, yes, that can be worked on. But I'm more in the mindset of, like, there's a lot more happening. Yeah, so basically, I can see right now your teammate was mad at you on Mei, and they have now switched to Mei. So that now you're on Junkrat. I think your Mei, the number one improvement I could give you is, like, work with your team a bit more. Your walls are so good. Like, what's going to be better for you, right? Let me ask you a question. If the enemies are right here, and you're aiming at them, or if the enemies are right here, and they're backing away, what is going to be better for you? So think about that from the Mei wall point of view when you're playing Mei. You're creating this wall here. See? There's this wall, they can't go anywhere. When you play Mei, you're doing that same thing. Right? So, if there's a wall here, they can't do anything. Right? They get stuck. So, you want to look for more value with your Mei walls to help your team rather than, like, spinning around in circles trying to go for a Genji in your backline. I get what you're trying to do when you're keeping the Genji out of the team fight, but Mei is a hero that is going to play so much better when you're looking forward and kind of leading your team forward than just turning around and not being with your team. Do you get what I'm saying? Is it better to aim at the ground with Junk to get the bounce up of... I'm going to be honest with you. I think with Junkrat, there's many different things you can do. All right, back to the Junkrat. Oh, well, bring him on the map. Okay, there we go. Well, I want to see a little bit more spam out of you, by the way. Too much downtime. Nice mine. Good job. More spam, please. You're on Junkrat. I'm telling you right now, the more you spam, The more you'll randomly get a limbs. It's great. I love getting rolled. Nice mine. You didn't even mean to do that, but that's what I mean. Random spam. Look what it does. You have tire now if you want it. I don't recommend it yet. Look at that. See? Just hit buttons. Perfect. Jester, thanks for the 4 months of the finish line. Thank you. There we go. What rank is this? This is gold something. Gold 5 or 4, I think. Maybe 3. What should you do in the situation if the Genji is wrecking your backline, though? I think you make that adjustment if that's happening. Right? Like, in Overwatch, there's adjustments you make, and automatically... Nice job there. Good play. And just to pause for that statement for a second, because I'll talk about it for a minute here. Or, like, a little bit less than a minute. Automatically thinking that the Genji's going to go into your backline and shred. Go into the mindset that your team will be fine, and then if the Genji makes that play initially, then you can kind of go into the aspect of, okay, what can I do to help my team, right? I do that on D.Va. I generally will play D.Va, like, with an aggressive start. Like, my playstyle on D.Va will be aggressive. I don't go automatically into peel mode. Granted, if I played matches, etc., that would be a little bit different. Scrims, tournaments, all that, that's a little bit different. But in ranked, I'll generally start aggressive. Even if I'm getting 2 limbs and then my backline is struggling, I adjust my playstyle. I adjust my playstyle to help in my backline, right? But my mindset going is I'm going to play the way that I normally play, aggressive, go in there. And then if somebody is going to the backline, I make those adjustments really quickly, or try to, and then it gets a lot better. Do you see what I'm saying? Sounds familiar? You just glance at the Genji dashing past you and go, oh, they'll be fine at first? Oh, I know Genji has problems in a lot of ranks, so I'm not saying, like, there's a difference between a Genji dashing into your backline, and I'll pause for that while I chat that there's ads. There's a difference between a Genji dashing into your backline and you getting a free limb, and a Genji, like, climbing up on a wall on the middle of the point back and forth. Do you see the difference there? The Genji climbing back and forth is doing nothing to your backline and just distracting you as MEI. Now, the argument there is that, well, you're distracting the Genji, but the Genji is also distracting the MEI. And I would prefer that the MEI be distracted than the Genji if I'm playing in that game, right? Because the MEI's value against what I'm doing as a tank especially will allow for me to do whatever I want. So if the Genji becomes an issue and is diving your backline, then you can turn around and kill the Genji, right? If they dive in, but they're not diving the backline. They're just wall climbing up and down and, like, doing 5 damage to you. Do you see the difference there? Okay, so they're taking you out of the team fight more than you're taking them out of the team fight, is what I'm saying. Okay, here we go. It's Genji time. Or tire time. Oh, it is Genji time. Ah! Oh, man. Predicted that one on purpose. Oh, that was close. Yep. Nice job. I see, this is... The Junkrat play, you're more involved, right? You're not being distracted as much. You're kind of just hitting buttons. Nice. Perfect. Love to see it. Much better there. Obviously, improvement on MEI will help you on the first round, but good to see you popping off this round. That's what we like to see. Feel like they don't need to be more accurate. They need to shoot more goals. I mean, truthfully, that can work, yeah. It also feels like they're a bit more comfortable on Junkrat. I don't know what your hero pool specifically is, but your Junkrat is definitely better than your MEI was. Doesn't mean don't keep improving your MEI. It's just, like, clearly more comfortable on Junkrat, so. Remember, spam, just spam. Even if you're hitting stairwells right now, I'm fine with it. Just make the other team even hear that sound if you spam. They're gonna... Ever play against a Junkrat and you just hear that sound and you have no idea where it is, but you're like, oh, they have a Junkrat, uh-oh? That's what you're gonna do here, right? Just... Now, obviously, there's different play styles. Like, there's some really good Junkrats you'll see in top 500 games who go on these flanks and just two-shot somebody. Nice shot there, by the way. That was a good play. That's different. That's when you start to get to, like, a mechanical point of you know you're gonna two-shot them. Like, you know they're gonna get rolled, right? That comes with time. Okay, you're going for the flank. Just spam. You hear their Junkrat? Just spam. There you go. If you're not gonna go for those, like, those flank plays and, like, those, like, two-shot combos, you might as well just spam a bunch of damage in. I'm telling you, that shift damage you do as Junkrat, that's how you get those really fast tires and how you get random limbs. Did you just accidentally boop them away there? That was amazing. I love that. Good job. There we go. Keep spamming. Okay, I don't mind you going for the... Here, go here. Even though there's no guarantee you get the Kiriko, but I like the idea. Perfect. Random Junkrat trap. Somebody will walk into that. Yep, there we go. I know you want to tire this, just make sure you have the HP. Perfect. Good tire. Nice job. I don't even mind that. And you know what? Perfect. Why not? That's why I want to see you keep spamming. I think it's an important part of your gameplay. Bam. Now. Go. Bam. Perfect. Might get some damage randomly on Lucio. You never know. Oh, Sombra behind. All right. There you go. Perfect. You randomly spam, got the Lucio to low HP. They walked into your Junkrat trap. You got the Elim. See what I'm saying? Junkrat in your. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Nice job. Wonderful play. See? Spam. Perfect. There you go. Spam up to where they're at. I know you're on the point. Spam. They're going to be in that room. Wonderful. Look at that. They're 1 HP. 2 of them are 1 HP. They did pop a really good ultimate, though, but you know what? Heck it. Spam. See? Much better than just sitting there doing nothing. Love to see it. Oh, perfect. Got someone. Love it. Point is that when you do more, when you're more involved in these team fights, it's going to be a lot better than when you're not. And you can see it happening. It's just, you're seeing, from this point of view, what it's like with Junkrat when you just spam. Wonderful. Great play. Love to see it. Is Season 8 out yet? Yeah, a couple months ago. Season 9, you're talking about Season 9, it's out in a week and a half or so. Okay, now set up for a tire play. This is where I want you to think about a tire play. So yeah, perfect. Nope, you're going, nope. Okay, you're going for a safe tire. I'm okay with it. But you do have opportunity to go for a really cool, like, play. Left side, I'd say. Yep. Okay. So sometimes I want you to think about, like, where your tire's at and what you're doing. You just did 4 damage to an Orisa. Give it a second. You can just, like, sit here, and it can be, like, it can be somewhat silent. Like, put it up against a wall for a second. Give it time. Your Junkrat tire lasts, what, 69 seconds? It takes forever. Give it time. If you don't have an immediate, like, play, some really good Junkrats will sit here with a tire for 3 seconds in case somebody tries to chase the Junkrat. Just like that, a free Elim. Then, after 3 seconds, they have to do something. Next thing you know, 2 of them push in. Free Elim. You see what I'm saying? Instead, you just went to, like, that's, like, where you need to kind of think about where you want to go with your play next. Uh-oh. Junkrat. That's a Junkrat right next to you. Nice. I mean, you're a little bit late on that, but you got him. Nice. Good job. Perfect play. Love to see it. Look at this. Look at this. Wrist is low, though. A little bit of a side note for anybody wondering, okay? Let's say that you're not in voice. Let's say you're not, like, your team isn't communicating, etc. The ping system. You can ping somebody when they get the Elim on you. So let's say that you know that a wrist is low. You can ping even when they get you for like a 2-second window. So right there in that situation, spam the ping button, and now they know that Orisa's there, and guess what? They're going to turn around and see an Orisa with no HP. So get in the habit of doing that. You can also, like, ping somebody through a wall sometimes. If, like, say a Genji gets you, right? And then they dash away to, like, behind a wall, you can still ping them for, like, a second or two. So if they're behind a wall somewhere now, your teammates know where they're at. So get in the habit of that and using your ping system for that, okay? You said your teammates don't even look. So this is something I've talked about before. I still feel like even if your teammates don't react to any of, like, your pings or your callouts, getting in a good habit of, like, making those callouts is good. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes people will. So just to talk about this game very quickly, and we won't. Your Junkrat was fine. I would like to see you spam a little bit more and also think about your tires. You can get a lot more value with those. But overall, if I had to give you one bit of advice on MEI especially, pretend you're a tank as MEI at sometimes. We actually had a video where we had MEI as like a tank, and I just pretend you're a tank at times. Like, be with your team, play that front line. Don't worry so much about the Genji on an off angle for a little bit. Go for the Genji when the time is right, but play more with your team. And I think maybe that's where the frustration came from your team, is that you just weren't playing MEI with your team. You were playing this, like, side angle flank MEI. And you basically gave up, like, 70% of your value on MEI because you just didn't want to do that. Junkrat was much better, I'd say. I think your Junkrat was much better. But definitely look into, like, an improvement on your tires on Junkrat, and I think you'll be in a much better spot. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. Everyday uploads on there. If you want to submit your own spectate, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That's where you do that. We record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat right below the webcam. Stop by. We have a lot of fun. And with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.